What is up, boys and girls? Welcome to TV Tutorials. Doc over here. I am back. Yes, I am back with another video for you guys. As you can see, we are answering yet another previous question paper from Public Administration N4. It's pulled out from the paper of June 2019. Right. Let's go ahead and look at the question papers that I will be answering today. There we go. As per usual, make sure that you follow all instructions in your questions. If they ask you to name 8 rights in the Constitution, you must name 8 rights in the Constitution. Right? Simple as that. That is how you actually get to pass. Follow the instructions. And also, if there is anything that you quite did not understand, feel free to ask in the comments section. We will try our best to respond and clarify wherever we need to clarify. Let's go ahead and look at the first question, or the statement rather. We have a scenario. So it says here, the Constitution is a very important law for the people of South Africa, as it ensures that the government should always protect the rights of all citizens. It lays down the 3 levels of government, all the major institutions and the state, and their respective powers and functions. So the first question reads as follows. The rights of all citizens are mentioned in the Bill of Rights, right? Name 8 rights in the Constitution, right? So we understand that the government is sort of based in, or not necessarily the government, but as human beings, we have this particular thing called the Bill of Rights, which are basically rights that everyone is entitled to as an individual, as a citizen of this country, right? So all these rights are written down on what we call the Bill of Rights, right? So I am gonna give you guys the first 8. There's a couple number of them on the Bill of Rights. Best advice is that you get the Bill of Rights from the government website and you go through it to know all the other rights. I'm just gonna pick the first 8. Right? The first right on the Bill of Rights or on the Constitution is equality. Right? Now, this means that all individuals have the right to equal protection and benefit of the law without discrimination. Right? Without discrimination. That means, as an individual, as I am here right now, as you are there right now, we both have the equal right to be protected by the same law equally, without any discrimination. I cannot be discriminated by the law that is supposed to protect me simply because maybe I am a male, or I am of a certain skin color, or I am of a certain age group. You understand? If I am a citizen of this country, I am protected by this Bill of Rights, or the Constitution, which I am entitled to this right of equality. I have the right to equality. I will be treated as equal. I will be protected by the same law equally as everyone else. You understand? The second right is human dignity, right? And it states that everyone has inherent dignity and the right to have their dignity respected and protected, right? Dignity basically means, just an example, if I am in public, you have no right to strip off my clothes and expose me to the public, for an example. You understand? You have no right to do that. Doing so means you are violating my my human dignity right. You understand? If maybe I committed a crime, for an example, and your punishment is to strip me off my clothes and put me in public, strip me of my human dignity, that would be violating my human dignity right. You understand? And then the next right we have on the Constitution is the right to life. Every person has the right to life, which includes the right not to be arbitrarily deprived of life. So basically what that means is that as an individual, as you are entitled to life. no one can take away your life from you. Doing so would be violating your right to life. You understand? So as a human being, you are afforded this right to life. That is why it is a crime to commit murder. You understand? So those who commit those crimes, they violate this right. Next right we have is freedom and security of the person. Right? Now this means that it protects against arbitrary detention and torture and guarantees the right to be free from all forms of violence. Right? As a human being, you are afforded the right to be free. Your security cannot be compromised or threatened. Whoever is doing so would be violating your right to freedom and security of the person. You understand? The next right that we have on our list is privacy, the right to privacy. Everyone has the right to privacy, including the right not to have their person or home searched. You understand? If you have seen one of those videos on social media where the police maybe comes to someone's area of residence and they ask to search the place, sometimes they would be asked if they have a search warrant. You understand? That basically gives that person the right to actually search your property. You understand? So if the police maybe want to come into your home and search, they have to be given permission to do so, meaning you are afforded the right to have your own privacy protected. No one can come into your home and search your privacy. That is why it is a crime for someone to enter your home without your permission. It is considered as burglary. You understand? Next right that we have is freedom of religion, belief, and opinion. Right? Individuals have the right to freedom of conscience, religion, thought, belief, and opinion. Basically means I am able to believe in whatever I want to believe in. I want to have an opinion in a way that I want to have. I'm basically free to express myself, you understand, in the way that I feel comfortable with, without being discriminated against. You understand? For example, we've seen similar or things such as this happen. You find that maybe if a group of religious people go to a certain area, they become discriminated against simply because they are believing in that certain belief, or they have a certain culture, or whatever the case may be. You understand? So this right basically protects you as an individual to say that you can believe in whatever you want to believe. You can have an opinion about whatever you want. You can have whatever opinion you want to have, just as long as you remember that all these rights are coupled with responsibilities. For each and every right that you have, there's a responsibility with it, or coupled with it. You understand? For example, with this one particularly, if you have the right to have your own opinion, you are also at the same time or given the responsibility to sort of like monitor your opinion, to make sure your opinion isn't necessarily causing harm to others. You understand? So that's basically what the Constitution is. It has a set of rights, and each right is coupled with a responsibility. You understand? So the next right that we have is freedom of expression. This one protects the right to freedom of expression, including freedom of the press and other media. You understand? That is why we are able to go onto social media and we can voice out our opinions about the government. You understand? It is within our right. That is what this right means. It means you have the freedom to express yourself. You understand? Again, I remind you that these rights are all coupled with responsibilities. So for each and every right, there's a responsibility to it. You understand? As much as you have the freedom to express yourself, you also have the responsibility to ensure you express yourself in a humane manner. You understand? The eighth right that I have on my list is access to information. right? Now, this right ensures the right to access to information held by the state or any information that is held by another person and that is required for the exercise or protection of any rights. You understand? If maybe, for an example, you go to a public entity and request for public information because you are concerned as a public citizen, you are afforded the right to have access to this information, just as long as it's information that you are permitted to have access to. You understand? So that is what that right basically means. Let's go ahead and look at the next question, which says, name and explain the three spheres of the South African government according to the Constitution, right? So within the South African Constitution, we have three levels of government, right? Those three levels of government have different functions. However, their main objective is the same. They are all working to achieve the same objective. However, their individual objectives are a little bit different. You understand? So the first level of government is national government, right? This type of government is responsible for issues that affect the whole country, such as your defense, your foreign affairs, your national economic policies, stuff like that. That is where you have your presidency, right? This is the type of this is the part of the government that focuses on matters concerning the entire country, right? That's where you have your presidency. Then you have your provincial government, right? Now, this type of this part of government manages issues specific to provinces, such as education, health, and local government. Things like that. If you think of provincial governments, think of all the governmental departments. Like your Department of Labor, your Home Affairs, all those departments. Those departments are part of provincial government. They are responsible for managing matters that are concerning like provinces, for an example. And then we have the last type of government, which is local government, right? Now, this type of part of government deals with matters that affect the local community, such as water and sanitation, waste management, and local infrastructure. You understand that these are your local municipalities. If you are crying because water is dirty, this is where you go. This is where those issues are resolved. And remember, at the end of the day, all these three spheres of government, they are all working to achieve one common goal, which is serving the people. You understand? Let's go ahead and look at the last question for the day, which is 2.3. And it reads as follows. Explain each of the following terms. The first term is government, right? The system or group of people governing and organizing community, often a state. It comprises of national, provincial, and local levels responsible for making and enforcing laws and policies. You understand? So basically, the government is a system or a group that governs the state. You understand? If as a country we are saying that we want order, we want the country to function in an orderly manner, there needs to be someone who steers the whole ship. You understand? And in this instance, the government is that person. You understand? So it's a system or group of people who are basically managing the day-to-day, if I can put it that way, the day-to-day businesses of the country, making sure that the country functions. You understand? And then we have the next term, which is constitution. Now, a constitution is a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or organization is governed. It establishes the structure or the state, the principles governing its authority, and the rights of citizens. You understand? If as a country we are saying that we are going to have this order, we need to have what we call a constitution to sort of like guide us into being a state that is in order. You understand? Simply having government won't be enough. There needs to be a set of rules for government to follow, to say that, okay, we are going to create a functioning state for using these guidelines or these rules or these principles. You understand? So that is the constitution. And then we have a citizen, a legally recognized member of a state or a nation with certain rights and responsibilities. In this context, citizens enjoy the rights and protections outlined in the Constitution that are subject to its laws. You understand? As a citizen, if you were born in this country in South Africa, you become this country's citizen. If you have relocated to this country and have stayed in this country for a particular period of time, then you would be afforded the privilege of being given the title of being a citizen. Now, being a citizen means all these perks that the government gives out to the citizens, meaning all these rights that we mentioned earlier on, they are afforded to citizens. You understand? There is particularly the rights that are in the Constitution, because the Constitution only deals with that particular state. You understand? So if the Constitution says that each and every citizen has the right to equality, that means if you are a citizen of that state, you will be afforded the right to equality. You understand? So a citizen is basically a member of a state that benefits from the perks of those listed guidelines or policies in the Constitution. That is that, Bafetu. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this video, click on that subscribe button, click on that bell icon so that you get instant notifications for every time we drop new content. All the links to our socials will be appearing at the top of the screen. Make sure you check that out. If you want to see a specific video or you want to make a video request, you can make it right there and we will make it happen. As I always say, Bafetu, from myself and my team at TVET Tutorials, adios.